Today I'm ranking every Bananza ability in Donkey Kong Bananza. Let's get rolling. The Zebra Bananza turns DK into a zebra. They are incredibly fast runners who have the ability to run over crumbling bridges. They also have a charge dash move, allowing for extra speed when running and climbing. Some unlockable abilities include the ability to spin around when holding a chunk, working as an attack move, and giving extra momentum before throwing. I don't think this game has any bad Bananza abilities, but something had to go in last place. And the reason Zebra goes there is because of its usefulness. You most likely are going to require the Zebra Bananza in very rare circumstances, since it's mostly used for crumbling bridges. Obviously the extra speed can be helpful to you in other ways, but it makes this the Bananza ability I use the least. Which is a real shame, because this is still a super fun ability, but all it is extra speed, which makes it the worst Bananza out of the bunch. Kong Bananza turns DK into a silverback, or more than he was previously, I guess. He is gifted with stronger punching and a charge punch that can destroy almost every destructible surface in the game, even concrete. Unlockable abilities simply upgrade your regular and charge punches. Kong Bananza is ahead of the Zebra Bananza due to the fact that the Kong Bananza is just more useful throughout the game, from bosses to enemies to opening up certain areas to collecting fossils and collecting Bananium gems. Similar to Zebra though, its abilities are very simple. Unlike the next 3 Bananzas, which give new, unique abilities such as flight, extra high jumping, or sucking up terrain, all the Kong Bananza really has is just a stronger version of regular Donkey Kong. The only major difference is the inclusion of the charge punch. Still really good, but it gets 4th on the list. The Ostrich Bananza turns DK into an ostrich, and unlike in real life, the ostrich can flutter for a bit and glide through the air, allowing for flight. Unlockable abilities include longer fluttering, better gliding, and the ability to drop egg bombs, which can destroy most materials, including concrete. I mean, in what game is flight not a useful ability? It makes hunting down certain bananas and getting to certain places really easy. And like the Kong Bananza, this one is useful throughout the entire game, with tons of uses, especially when partnered with the Snake Bananza. There's a reason they're right next to each other even though it's not in sequential order. It's also just fun to use Ostrich in situations that require it. Soaring around is fun. Pretty good Bananza. The Snake Bananza turns you into a snake and gives you a higher jump, a charge jump ability, a double jump, and the ability to slow down time for a bit. This is the Bananza with the most abilities. Unlockable abilities include a jump burst, a meteor punch, and upgrading your glare and charge jump. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think this Bananza was that great. I really only used it as a boost for the Ostrich Bananza. It wasn't until I played the Snake Bananza rehearsal that I realized, this Bananza is actually pretty freaking cool. Like, I definitely want to use it more. I think it is the most underutilized Bananza though, since you can mostly climb anything and abilities like the chunk jump make me really not need the jumping abilities. The glare can be useful, but it's so short even when it's fully upgraded. I do appreciate the fact that there's no recharge though, which makes it so much better. I think if this ranking was from my favorite to least favorite, Ostrich and maybe even Kong would be ahead of it, but since this is worst to best, the Snake Bananza is one of the better ones. The Elephant Bananza turns you into an elephant, giving you the ability to suck materials in with your trunk and store them to create chunks whenever you want. Unlockable abilities include more trunk room, more storage, and better and longer inhaling. This is like the most OP power in the game. Pool of lava? Suck it up. Have a challenge? Suck it up. Fighting an enemy? Bye-bye. It also makes cleaning up and terraforming incredibly easy and fast. If you want to do one of those challenges where you clear out an entire layer, this Bananza makes it so easy. The amount of damage you can do in like such a short time is like crazy, and the power to store certain chunks and use them later on is also incredibly cool and useful. All this stuff to me makes the elephant the best Bananza in the game. Do you agree? Disagree? Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and don't forget, no matter how weird you are, you'll never be as weird as the guy with a pineapple puppy. And this is the part of the show where we read the comments and see what the comments had to say. So let's take a look. Super Gamer Mario Fan 246 said, Kong Bananza and Elephant Bananza are my personal favorites in both gameplay and music. Okay, that's a pretty good pick. I had Elephant as my top one. Music is a good idea. I'm gonna have to make a whole separate video about music, but I think every single Bananza has a really good song, so that one might be a bit tricky for me. Huh. Hank Peter Smith 8626 said, Snake for sure, I'm reptile biased. Well, you kinda gotta go into more context with that, like what? Kong Bananza for sure, I use that all the time. Awesome design, great music, fun gameplay. I mean, yeah, I think it's a great Bananza. I had it as number 4, but that's just because, you know, it's just better Donkey Kong. If you're going worst to best, it's just... the other 3 in front of it have really good abilities. But, like, again, this was a very useful Bananza. I would say it's the most useful Bananza, honestly. So, like, this is one of those, like, rankings where, like, any ranking makes perfect sense. If you have, Zebra as your... Well, except Zebra. Zebra, I think, probably is everyone's number 5, but everything else, if you have Kong or Ostrich or Snake or Elephant as your number 1 spot, makes absolute sense. I completely get it. That's how good all the Bananzas are. It's not like this one is objectively better than the other. At least to me, I feel like all the Bananzas in this game are really good. Butter0989 says, Elephant is so goated when playing. Personal favorite song is Kong. Kong does have a great song. Love it. Elephant is so goated. That was my whole point, why I put it as number 1. Tristan Richards 4150 says, design-wise, the Snake Bananza, moveset-wise, the Elephant Bananza, music track-wise, the Kong Bananza. Design, well, I don't know which one I like design-wise, actually. That's a point I've never considered before. Snake Bananza definitely is cool. This might be the only snake with arms that I think works. I don't know. Can I rank them all by design? Zebra's definitely cool. Ostrich is cool. I wish he kind of had wings, but it's okay. Maybe probably Elephant would be last for me, design-wise, and I think I would put Snake first. I didn't think about, like, which one design I like more. That's a really good point. See, another video idea. There you go. GMK GoGeo1 said Zebra because of the theme song. I think Zebra, like, again, I want to make a video on this, but I do think Zebra does have the best song. Absolutely. We got one for Snake. Mushy6462 says Snake Bananza looks like K. Rool. Does it? I can see K. Rool. You know, it's associated with green and reptile. I see it. Finally, Random Boy 2011 said song, Zebra, gameplay, Elephant. I don't think there is much disagreement with these. Nope, I 100% agree. Absolutely, yeah. Do you disagree, though? This is the part where you tell me in the comments, eh? Maybe you'll show up in a video. You know, you never know.